your partner off, bitch.
Episode 4.
4, yeah.
No special guest this time.
Nope.
You are my special guest.
Oh, thanks, Jack. Thanks, Vo. Appreciate that, bro.
How you doing?
Doing good, man. I feel a little off. I just really quick before I left, I had some ice cream.
Smoked a joint?
I had some ice cream, and I was going to clean the glass, the bowl, and then I look on my phone and I got an email from a prospect at work. So I was like, oh crap, I gotta go respond to the email before the day's over because it's Friday. And so I go and I'm on my laptop in my dark room and I see a little white spot on my hand and I thought it was ice cream. So I go up and I lick it like this, dude. It was soap. It was soap for me cleaning the dishes. And instantly, because I'm so locked into this email, I didn't think twice. And I'm just expecting ice cream. I take it, I eat it. And dude, I swallow it. And I'm like, that was goddamn soap. Because you can taste the chemicals and crap. So I'm driving over here, bro. And I don't feel the best. I don't like just physically. I don't feel the best because of that, but I think I'll be fine. And I'm like, what would happen if I need to throw up? And Mr. Shlomo, we're in Shlomo's house. He's got this wonderful urinal downstairs, so we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see if
that happens when you run out. I'm just gonna grab the camera and follow you.
Yeah. Little reality TV. But yeah, man. No, other than that, doing good. Thanks for asking. How about yourself? I'm
doing good too, man.
Good.
Just trying to, organize all the businesses,
you got a lot going on.
All the ventures.
You got a lot going on.
Just trying to create some structure, just so I can get my creative time back.
That's very important.
Yeah.
That balance of everything. I'm sure as you keep tacking on different things, that balance. I'm sure you find balance, and then you tack on something else, and it's like, all right, I have to find this again, which I'm sure is difficult.
It's they say like when you don't have structure in place, your creative time is the first to be sacrificed. When you have deadlines, you got a meeting, you got to organize this and all these logistical stuff. Everything has to be on time, and then I find myself prioritizing that because there's a deadline over sitting down and creating music. So one of the things I'm trying to work on is really blocking off time during the week. Like, okay, no, this day for 2 hours, I'm working on music, and I think. Just protecting that time, it's
so important to like sort of gamify almost your life, right? Like just making sure you're structured day to day. You wake up and you know what you're supposed to do from hour to hour, right? Because that'll lead you to being so productive. It's a good thing you don't have kids or a wife or anything yet. And for the record, I don't either. But nah, man, that's cool. We're figuring that out.
Yeah. So. How about you? When do you find your creative time throughout the week? Is it just whenever you can, or do you block off time?
No, whenever I can. So I don't just have any creative time structured out throughout my day. I fill the pockets on my day within the structured time because I find that if I sort of force myself to sit down and work on music, I'm not as creative. I'm not as, it's the ideas aren't flowing as much as if it just comes naturally to me and I go, I need to go work on something. I need to go do this or that. So I've avoided doing that. But when I was first starting out, I did do that a lot. And it was good because there's these things called like short sessions and long sessions, right? You have your short sessions where you're organizing your DAW, right? You're organizing your sounds, you're creating presets, you're messing around. Like you're not actually creating a track, but you're setting yourself up to, when you have those longer sessions, be the most productive as possible. So I would pick out allotments of time throughout the day to have those shorter sessions. But as I've gotten older and I've been doing this longer, it's like I said, you just find what works for you and what doesn't. And everyone's different in that sense. So that's what works for me.
Yeah, you probably don't have a lot of distractions from the music. Right? You have life and work, but outside of those, is there any other things that pull you away from the music?
A billion other things. Yeah. I love to fish. I love to hunt. I love going to sports games. Skiing. Like I go hang out with friends skiing. Like I have a billion. Like if I tell you I'm bored, something's wrong with me. I love doing a million other things, but music is my life. Music's my priority. Music's what I want to do with my life, right? So I'll sacrifice nights out. I'll sacrifice, any other thing I have to do to do music. With that being said, I do prioritize other things sometimes, like, my extracurriculars, because it just keeps me well-rounded, keeps me whole, it keeps me refreshed and fresh. Yeah, exactly. It's very important to not have tunnel vision when it comes to these things, and really making sure like you're making time for other things, because it'll make you happier, it'll make you more motivated and inspired, quite frankly. So
yeah. So where did you find the time to make an album? So you just dropped the demo files a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I know there's a whole backstory on why you released it under unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah.
But before that, just walk me through the creation of all those songs. You don't have to go into detail about each one, but just like a broad,
right.
broad
Yeah.
term, how did you
100%.
go about
So
it?
in making those songs, there was I haven't had an intention for an album I released an album in college, which was a blast. It was the best. It was signed on a record label.
Plug it real quick. What's it called?
It was called Tahiti, and I don't want to plug it too much because it's not the sound I have today, but
Okay.
It's a really good reflection of the past and where I've come from and where I'm at. But that was the last time I sort of had an intention for an album. And moving forward in this single heavy world we live in, right? And you're trying to break through, you're trying to get traction. Singles right now are the way to go, right? Until you have an audience, right? Like John Summit just released an album. It makes sense, right? He's number one in the world. So, but the intention was to make an album. So this album, the demo files that I just released, is comprised of all the track files I lost within my hard drive crash that happened a couple months ago. And the reason why I still have them is because whenever I'm done creating a project, right, like a demo or something, before I bounce it to my phone, I make sure it's like basically club ready, right? And I bounce it to my phone and I'll listen to it in the car, anything like that. So I'll always have it on hand. So when that hard drive crashed, I still had all these sort of demos on my phone that I could not get back anywhere else. So
They're only on your phone.
they were only on my phone. Only on my phone. And, it made me happy with the way I do things, right? Obviously not backing stuff up. It didn't make me happy. But I'm like, at least I have these, and I've spent way too much time. I'm sacrificed way too much time. I've worked too hard on these to just let them go because this EQ isn't right, or, I didn't add this or that, I'm like, these are good enough to an audience's ear. So I compiled them all together, and they're raw. They're like unfinished. It's authentic. It's really authentic what you get, and I'm very satisfied and happy with the product because I think it's a really good representation of who I am as an artist and what I've been making. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's good. I'm happy it got out.
Yeah, so let's take a deeper dive into that. So what the fuck happened to your hard drive?
Yeah, so what I would do is I got the least amount of storage on my computer. And that wasn't because I was pinching pennies.
Okay.
I wasn't. I really wasn't.
Okay.
But I found a system that worked for me as far as like I had everything on a hard drive. It was like a 1 terabyte hard drive, and I have a piece of Velcro on the back of my computer, and I would have that hard drive Velcro to the back of my computer plugged in at all times. And that was just like an extra hub of storage for me. And everything was in one place. I knew where it was. I could disconnect it, connect it to someone else's computer if I needed to. So that's the way I'd been doing things for about like 2-3 years. And then all of a sudden, I was actually in the middle of a lesson. I was doing a lesson, and I was trying to bring up a sample project, and it wasn't loading. It wasn't loading. My hard drive was blinking. My computer wasn't registering it. Anyways, long story short, I brought it to 3 different places. They go, this thing's corrupted. You can't get any of these files back. They actually sent it out to... It was in California, and it was like one of those sterile rooms. Everyone's wearing like hazmat suits basically, and they open it up and they try to recreate it. And I got it, and if it worked out, it would have cost me $4,000. That's what I was willing to do to get back 10 years worth of photos, videos, music files, just everything I'd worked on. And they sent me an email back saying, this is unrecoverable.
And you only pay if it's
exactly.
Right?
So I got my money back, but still, it was
You
brutal.
have to put down a deposit?
Yeah, it was $1,000 deposit. But they gave it they gave it back. They gave everything back, which was really good. But
Real quick, so if you guys lost a hard drive with all of your life's work on it, how much would you guys pay to get it back? So I guess Don.
I'd pay anything. I would literally give all the money I have left. I mean, just the sentimental value of it to me.
Can't put a price on it, right?
Yeah, man. It was, and you know, everyone I brought it to was always like, "Do you have a backup? Do you have a backup?" And that is the biggest thing where I wish I had a button to just go back and just take 2 seconds to back everything up. And, you know, I didn't, and I emphasized how important everything was on this hard drive, and they're like, "Well, why didn't you have a backup?" It was the most important thing to you, and yeah, it was stupid, but now I have learned my lesson. I learned it in the hardest way possible, but I have 3 backups, physical backups,
you need a
cloud
backup of the backup.
I have a cloud backup. I am ODing on backups, so I try to. And I've actually, Jay Sink, who I played with that basement the other night, he actually came up to me and he goes, "Bro, your video inspired me." He goes, "I have everything back up to the max." He goes, "You scared the living hell out of me." He goes, thank you for telling that." And that's my biggest thing I want to get. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for anything. I just want to use a moment I had to learn the hard way and prevent it from happening to others, because it's still hard. It's still hard, but I've moved on.
Dude,
I'm good.
Describe me how you felt when you realized it was all gone.
I just immediately went back to my freshman year of high school where it all started, and just sitting in my room with, you know, I just brought myself back to that
That's
moment.
what you're envisioning?
Yeah, I just brought myself back to that moment, and I'm just looking back, and I'm just like, I'm never gonna get that again. Like, I'm never going to be able to hear that project. I'm never going to be able to look at those photos. Like, I'm never going to get that again. But
because it wasn't just music either.
No,
right?
it was videos and photos. My first DJ set. It was it was projects, like files. It was everything I had on there. Now, I did spend time going back through old emails, through texts, things like that. So I was able to recover a little bit of some of those videos, but not nearly to the quantity I had on there. So yeah, I just immediately went back and just had a little like nostalgic moment of just like, I'm happy I still have that up here, right? I never want to be able to lose it up here.
So despite the negative outcome here, what's something positive or something that you learned other than, you know, to back everything up? But is there anything something else that you may have learned?
100%. One quote my mom used to tell me, one thing she used to tell me growing up was, "Don't do tomorrow what you can do today."
There's no tomorrow.
Shout out.
But you know.
But yeah, don't do tomorrow what you can do today. And a lot of these projects I had on here, some of these demos I had, there was things I've been wanting to change for a while, right? I knew what I wanted to change. I knew what I wanted to fix, but I kept pushing it off because I wanted to work on something else or do something else. And the minute everything kind of went to shit, I was like, I should have lived by that quote that my mother used to preach to me, because if that was the case, these would have been done tracks. These tracks would have been done and to my satisfaction. But I didn't. I pushed them off, and you know, I was like, all right, I'll just do it later. I'll do it later. And I paid the price for it. I paid the price. And so now moving forward, you know, one of the great outlooks I have is just exactly that quote is do it do it. If you have if you thinking of it, or don't push it off, just do it. Just get it done. You know, so
you never know what tomorrow brings.
Exactly.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that. Just losing everything.
Yeah, it was tough, but
well, actually, I can't. I got pickpocketed. My phone got pickpocketed at EDC Vegas 2022, and this is before, you know, I was all hip to Apple. I didn't have an iCloud backup.
Yeah.
Everything was stored on the phone, and got pickpocketed and just lost like 10 plus years worth of photos and memories. I literally have zero proof I went to college, other than my diploma. Everything is gone.
Everything was on. Was there anything
my high school
before high school too?
High school too, bro. Because I got my first iPhone in like sophomore year of high school, so I lost everything.
Oh my god.
So my positive is obviously learning to back up, right? But just, you know, that's the old part of my life, and now it's time for a new part. Change the leaf. What was it? No, turn a new leaf.
Turn a new leaf.
Yeah,
change the leaf.
Just change it. Just change the fucking leaf.
Out, bad boy. Yeah, that's exactly the mentality. You
have to. It's the only way to move forward. Other than that, you're just gonna dwell and
you're gonna get nowhere. You're not gonna progress anymore. And that's exactly. You know, I felt bad for myself for a couple of days, and then just moved on. You
You
know,
gotta-
that's what you got to do. You got to keep moving forward. Exactly.
That's
what you
right.
just said.
And then we lost some projects.
Yeah,
us too.
bro. We lost a really good one too.
Yeah, we had this nice tech house one, like this really ear candy ARP, and had the vocals. Other people in the front, other people in the back.
All the people did the same.
Man, I still have a video of us jamming in the studio. Maybe I'll post that as like a B-roll
And back
for
it
this
up
clip.
too. Back it up because it's the only thing we have left to that song. That's it.
All right, we'll have to try to recreate that someday.
Yeah, I don't think it was too difficult, but we definitely could. I feel like we
Yeah.
definitely could. But yeah, that was the other thing too, is everything we had worked on as well.
What's your I know it's hard for you to say, but what's your favorite song out of that Demo Files album?
Definitely the first one.
first
1,000%. Yeah, it's called Through the Night. And I literally, so as we were talking about earlier, like do you sort of segment your time throughout the day to work on music, yada, yada, yada. And one thing I've been doing is when I wake up, I just kind of just like jump into a project. Like I just kind of open a project and just start creating, because if I can create something good before work, I then have that work day to think about how I want to progress it and work on it. Like taking a step back.
If you're Don Kon's boss, hey, he's lying. He's totally focusing on work. He's totally locked in.
Well, Savannah, if you're watching this, this is before work hours. And then my mentality is like 50-50. But yeah, so I'll kind of take the day and I'll kind of like, think about how I want to do it. And then when it work's over, I can go in and kind of iron things out and put on the project what I was thinking about. And so this first track, I did that. I woke up, I started making the song, and the idea was too prominent. Like it was like just coming out of every which way out of my head. And I'm like, there's no way I can step out of this project.
There's no way I can clock in, Savannah. I'm sorry.
So I took the day off. Yeah,
You did?
This was over the summer. I took the day off.
Oh, wow, I called it.
Yeah, and I spent like 12 hours on this song, just like spitting it all out, just regurgitating it all out from my head onto this project. And it is a really long song. It's like 8 minutes. It's 8 minutes because it truly is that. It just kind of just came out of me. And it started out as an orchestral song, and I quickly developed it into a like melodic techno track that doesn't reach melodic techno till the end. There's like house in the middle, melodic techno at the end, orchestral in the beginning, orchestral in the middle. It just was just a crazy journey of everything that's me. And I put it all into one song. And right now it's the best producing track on the album right now. Like it's doing the best right now on Spotify, which all the other tracks can get 0 plays, and if that one has the most and the most traction, I'll be happy, because like I said, that represents me the most as a producer, as an artist, and just as a person. And I'm just so happy it's being reciprocated so well. So that definitely is my favorite track. And yeah, so Savannah, it went to a good cause. I apologize.
Had to make calling out worth it.
Yeah, I had to.
What's a song that you wish you got to work on more?
Oh, all of them. All
pick
of
one.
them.
You have to pick one.
Yeah, so there was a track called All I Want, and it's the very last track on the album. And that was one of the songs on the album I've had the longest on my hard drive. And I made it. I headlined Han. It was my first headline. It was like the first time you saw me play. And this was back in
I just remember you were fucking drenched.
Yeah, bro, I was sweaty. It was hot.
Yeah, your orange jumpsuit was dark orange.
Bro,
I hugged you. I was like,
I'm moving.
God.
Oh, dude, any doctors out there, if you can help me out with that. I was the type of kid in middle school to bring 2 t-shirts, a stick of deodorant to the school dances, because I was a grimy sweat ball at the end.
Still is.
Yeah, it still is. Nothing's changed. But I made this song for that headline. This was back in 2024, so about 2 years ago now. And I made this song for that headline. And I've had it on I've sent it out to labels. It kind of got rejected, and I've had it on my label, just sort of, or on my hard drive, just sitting there doing nothing. And then when everything crashed, I put it on there. But I look back, and to answer your question, I look back and I'm like, that is the one I wish I could tweak the most, because, as I said, 2024 to 2026, I've progressed so much within that time. Yeah. And I wish I could just go in and just put that modern touch of everything I've learned, and mix-wise, production-wise, everything, and just clean it up a little bit. But it's not. It's the way it is. And you can kind of tell if you listen to the whole album, you can kind of tell that one's a little older.
You went from most finished to the least
Basically,
finished.
I made sure to put it last because I'm like, but I also sandwiched it in because it also has one of those really long sort of melodic intros. So I sandwiched those two at the beginning and end, and then just had all like the club ones in the middle. So yeah, definitely.
So yeah, and I think I already asked you this, but like, how does it just truly feel that it's out, it's released, and you can move on?
Feels great.
Feels
great.
Relieved.
Yeah, it feels great because it motivated me to, a lot of times I sit with these demos on my hard drive and I play them out, things like that, and it's a very long process to get them signed to labels and get everything moving, and it just felt good to just like let it all, just wipe my hard drive clean, just
Literally.
yeah, like just let it all out and it be out there. And that was the main goal of it, was like like I said, I sacrificed days at work, I sacrificed time, like I sacrificed so much to get these tracks just, produced and ready, and it would just been a big waste to let them go. So I'm just so happy they're out there. Like I said, they're being reciprocated very well. And like you said, moving on now, on to the next. So with 3 backups.
So yeah, just congrats on the release.
Thank you, Bo. Appreciate that.
If you're just listening now, real quick, just plug it.
Yeah, so the demo files is out now on all platforms, including Beatport, and it's a range of melodic techno, some melodic tech house, and then I also have like an Afro-inspired one in there, which is really cool. So it's just it captures all angles of who Don Kon is, and so if you want to support it, be sure to let me know, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. So let's transition to, we got into the music side for you.
Yep.
Now I want to get into the DJ side, and also not only just DJing, but just the state of the union of the music scene in Boston. So I would say right now, tech house is in, right? And it's been in since probably like 2019, 2020.
1,000%.
And,
whenever Losing It came out, that's literally when it started.
I remember being a DJ up in college and playing Losing It for the first time. And I remember like, what the fuck is this? Looking back on it, it's such a simple song.
It is.
Nothing ever like it. And then my fraternity brothers would boo me. They'd be like, what the fuck is this shit? Put on Jay-Z, put on Kendrick. I'm like, dude, you guys don't even know. And
Turn Off the Lights was another one too by Chris. Like they came out around a similar time.
And literally within just a couple months, I was ripping it, and people were just going crazy.
Everyone loved it. It's crazy that how you can see that change. They can go from 1 month to going, this sucks, and then the minute it like starts blowing up, they're like, yeah, play that. It's nuts, and it shows you the power of the public, right?
Yeah. And I think, the style of tech house has definitely matured as well.
Yeah.
I think when it first came out, so tech house has been around forever. Like OG tech house is very, feels very like true house music, but with a lot of percussion, a lot of drums, a lot of groove. And I think, 2019, 2020, a different kind of tech house came about, and I almost classify it as bro house, where motherfuckers is just raging,
the frat flick, dude. You gotta get the frat flick going.
Or they're jumping, because like in the real house scene, they're not jumping, they're like vibing, shoulder to shoulders. Yeah. But that was the first time like you got to the mainstream, so people that don't really dance or know dance music, they're just moving and raging, and say what you want if you're a snob, but like it really catapulted the genre to the mainstream, right?
$1,000,000%.
And that's how John Summit got his upbringing. He was making underground tech house.
Defected.
Yep, he had Deep End. He had signed with that, and then that blew the fuck up. And then obviously after he used tech house to gain his following, get his bookings,
jumping off point,
and then as he became more of a well-rounded producer, then he got into the more melodic
And then you
stuff.
also see artists like Mal P, right, who started out as Maurice West, making Big Room, transition into tech house, right, and then now is bigger than he was as Maurice West, right. So you're seeing this as like a funnel point for a lot of artists.
You know who a Carnage is?
Yeah, dude.
Carnage.
Yeah, he's
turned to Gordo now.
Gordo, that's right.
Dude, I used to follow Carnage around all the time when I first got into EDM. Trap was the shit, man.
Yeah, dude.
I fucking loved
it was like festival trap too.
Yeah,
so it was like really like
ASOC, A State of Carnage.
Wow, that's right.
And then same thing, he transitioned to house.
Yeah.
And even all the mainstream guys, all the big headliners, like if you're not playing at least like a couple of tech house tracks in your set, then it almost feels like you're kind of dated. You're not playing, because at the end of the day, a DJ, yes, you're expressing your art, but you're also playing the room and playing what's hot. And it's that balance of staying true to yourself, but playing what's hot and what the room wants, right? That's a constant battle. And then I think right now, tech house is definitely in. Started off as bro house. Then I think Latin house became a really big
Latin
thing.
house popped in.
All the percussion.
100%. Yep.
And all the big guys like Gordo are playing it too. Farrah Black, Black V-Neck, all these guys. And then now tech house is evolved into, not all tech house, but like what's hot right now is the tech house that's a little, it feels slowed down, but the off bass, right?
Yeah.
And then
the eighth hat.
Yeah. Really groovy and dirty, opening cutoffs, really
It's
just kind of growly.
Stripped back. It's definitely stripped back.
And now people say, all tech house sounds the same from that.
Yeah. So. I mean, with all house music, there's a commonality, right? You're going to, in any music, you're going to find commonality with any subgenre within that genre. There's going to be similarities, right? And I think people are taking that too literally now. Like, people are like, okay, it needs to... I think one of the things... Let me just rant a little bit.
Stage is all yours.
One of the things that I kind of grew up conflicted with was you're growing up saying you need to be different, right? You need to make your own sound. You need to do this. You need to stand out from the pack. Okay, you stand out from the pack, right? You send that to a label. They respond with, this is a little too out there. Like, this is not, we're looking for something a little bit more mainstream, right? So they come back to you with things like that. And it's like, I think there's been enough of that response from different labels, accounts, entertainment companies, that people are just like, okay, I just need to create what's popular, right? And fit in that mold. And then, when I gain traction from there, then that gives me the point to go off and do my own thing. Like John Summit, he was in that sort of tech house mold, right? You could line up his original tracks with some others and be like, okay, there's some similarities. And now he's doing this whole wild different thing. That's really him. That's truly him. You could go to Max Styler as well. Max Styler started out making pop music, right? Just stuff to get on the radio, stuff to get traction. He got traction. He got big enough. And then now he's doing what is truly himself, right? And he's developed his very own sound, right? You can really tell what track's his and what isn't. So I think that's where you're finding a lot of the music sounding similar, is because there's way more DJs and producers than there are that are present today than there were 5 years ago. So there's that congestion of all those tracks sounding the same.
They're trying to catch the wave.
Exactly. There's a lot of those people in that same spot. So that's why I think that's the case at the moment. Because I agree. I think there are a lot of music sounding similar, but there's just more producers.
That's right. Yeah, it's so easily accessible to not only become a DJ, but once they hit that threshold of being established or comfortable with the skill itself, then it's like, what's next?
Right.
And all roads lead to producing to elevate that. So I think we're definitely seeing an influx of that.
Right.
So with the production, man, shout out to Melodic Techno. Like,
yeah, man.
That's pushing electronic production to its limits. I mean, not like hard style or like something crazy, We're talking like real.
Yeah.
I don't want to get fucking shit on, but but if you know,
chat,
you know.
clip that.
If you know, and I would say in this realm of dance music, with electronic music, melodic techno really pushes the boundary of what you can do in a song, right?
Yeah.
The journey you can take, because before that, tech house, big room, it's very repetitive. It's all about loops. Whereas melodic techno, no 8 bars are the same.
It's a journey, exactly like you said. Exactly.
And, melodic techno, that term kind of came around recently. I think before then, it was always known as like trance, right?
Yeah.
And I think, not to say that, Anima catapulted the genre forward, but he's definitely one of the guys that really pushed that sound forward and the genre melodic techno. And I think it's inspired me and you a lot.
1000%.
And same thing for me, where I was mainly tech house before little bro house. Can't lie. But mainly tech house. And then I started seeing on social media all these crazy visuals from Anima, all these weird sounds that don't really feel like orthodox. And like, what the fuck is this? Found Anima, found the genre, started consuming that, and then I put you onto it. Right?
You saved Don Kon for sure. Because I was going down a road that I was happy with, but I'm like, this isn't truly myself.
Yeah.
And Melodic, you introduced me to Melodic Techno, saved me because it.
I wish I remember the first song I showed you. Maybe you remember, but
I honestly think it was I think it was like a demo you got from you didn't have Votion records at the time, but
definitely
you got a demo like from a DJ friend or someone, and you showed it to me. And
it might have been a Rob Mark.
Yeah, it wasn't. I remember you showed me in your record box. Like it wasn't on Spotify or anything like that. And I'm just like, dude, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Because I was at the time I was so consumed with like what I was doing at the time, and those are like the only thing I was listening to. And then you kind of just opened my eyes a little bit. I'm like, dude, this is where has this been? Like this is everything I want, you know.
So your album, your Demo Files album, is pretty much melodic techno, right? With a little house influence.
Yeah, you actually have a techno track on there, like I'd say it's melodic techno. Yeah, melodic techno. First track's melodic techno. You have some tech house influence on there. That last song I was just talking about is definitely melodic techno. So yeah, that if you look at my stuff from I don't know 2, 3, actually even just a year before. There's nothing like that on there.
Yeah.
You know, it just completely transformed the direction and the drive and what I see Don Kon is now, you know?
So knowing how melodic techno has, inspired you when you first discovered it, as of recently. So now you have your newfound love of melodic techno, but the Boston scene, the club scene wants tech house. Mm-hmm. So that's going to bring me to, our next point, your show this past Thursday. Right. So we just launched Votion World, and basically our residency. We're back at Basement every last Thursday of the month. And, Basement, we're both very familiar with that venue, especially me because I've played there so much. And just coming from experience, I know that a lot of people will come just not knowing who the DJ is. They're really just trying to catch a vibe. So it's almost like as a DJ, depending on who you are, if you're not selling out the whole venue, then you realistically do have to play the room a little bit, right? So I was telling Alex or Don Kon over here, I know you just released an album, and I know melodic techno is your thing, but coming from the business side, I want you to be yourself, but make sure you play some tech house. make sure you play some tech house. And he's like, come on, dude. And I'm like, bro, I know. And just, however you do play melodic techno, play it tastefully. But melodic techno, I think it's ahead of where Boston is. Yeah. It's Boston's, I think it's very slow on catching up on what's hot. It's a very mainstream city. So
100%.
It doesn't hit Boston until it's mainstream. And I would like to say we're not mainstream. If anything, we're trying to stay ahead of the mainstream. Yeah. So that's where that conflict is, because me too. Like I love playing melodic techno, but I know a straight melodic techno set, 2-hour set at Basement, is just not going to work. You're going to lose the crowd.
Right.
And that's kind of what I was trying to emphasize with you, and just totally be honest. Like, how did the set feel? Like I know you weren't playing exactly what you wanted, but you were getting good reception in the room.
Yeah.
But talk about how you feel, and it can be negative, it can be positive. Let's totally be transparent, man.
Well, thank you for the safe space. So look first and foremost, thank you for that opportunity. Like I love getting to play in there. I love getting to play anywhere in this city. I love this city, and I'm so grateful for that opportunity. And look, every time I DJ, all I want to be able to do is represent myself. I spend hours and hours and hours and hours in the studio making music that represents who I am. I've built this whole brand around who I am. And when I go and perform, that's my opportunity to showcase that to everyone. Not everyone's seeing your YouTube or your Instagram reels. Not everyone's on Spotify listening to your music. There's randos in clubs. And that is your opportunity to showcase who you are and be authentic to who you are so you can hopefully pique their interest and convert them into a fan. So when you told me that basement is going to be, have priority with the tech house, I was definitely like, shit, because
devastated.
Look, I'm not playing every weekend. I'm playing every couple months. And look, I want to increase that volume, but I only have, a handful of gigs to showcase that, right? And if I'm not able to be my true authentic self in that hour and a half I play, then it's like, shit, like what am I like?
Why am I even doing this?
Why am I doing it? Because like I just said, like there's that whole daisy chain of things that lead up to that gig that, and then you reverse it, right?
Yeah, I know it's frustrating. And I think what I had to emphasize to you was the importance of, like, we're still in the building phase. And
exactly.
And what I was prioritizing is making sure we get the next month's residency, right? That's my take on it. And as much as I would love to have you just be 100% yourself, which I still am encouraging that, just I had the criteria like, hey, make sure you are playing some tech house.
Like you said, like you have to have that balance of like.
And my whole reasoning behind that, there was like, it gets pretty technical, was when you have those really big breakdowns and the beat and the percussion stop, a lot of people who are just there to be there, most of the time they're not going to recognize, what you're playing, because that's what we thrive on. We like to play stuff we make or stuff we find that's not hot.
Right.
So if they don't know it, and they don't know the DJ, and there's the probability of them being like, hey, you want to get out of here, is a lot higher, rather than having a beat that they can just kind of catch a groove to and then just kind of keep them there. And that was my whole take on that, my mentality on why I told you what I told you. But I know it's very, like, I know I'm caving into the business side a little bit, right? And not leading to the artistic side, but I just want to make sure that the venue's happy. Also, I like to say with melodic techno or any techno, people drink a lot less.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, they drink a lot less. Like Bam, the manager, told me, he's like, we know when people take techno, sales drop. And my whole thing with me was sales got to be hit a certain amount if we want to make this keep going.
Right.
So I appreciate you on doing the gig and hearing what I had to say and my requests. Of course. But just know that it wasn't anything against you.
No, man.
It's just I need to make sure this shit happens again so that we can keep building the room up so that we can get to that point where when you play, it's fucking sold out and you can do you.
Right.
But until then, especially that first one in the dead of winter, it was cold as fuck out. We really had to make sure we convinced people to stay. And overall, you did an awesome job, even though it wasn't
what I wanted. But yeah, like that's what I'm there to do, right?
And it goes back to our first conversation on our first podcast episode of how important DJing was, and you were able to look up and receive feedback and change on the spot. Because you started off melodic, and then...
And for all the listeners out there, damn straight, I tried to put melodic techno in my set early on. I was like, dude, I'm going to convert these people. Like, I'm doing it. And like the first 3 songs, I'm like, all right, gotta go to tech house. Shit. So I did. I went back down. I went to tech house, and all was well. But yeah.
But hey, it goes back to what you're saying. Like, you work with what you had, and you maintain the room with as best as you had. And you can't... Even though people started leaving, you can't blame the music because everyone, for the most part, was vibing hard. So if they left, they were already intending to leave, regardless of the music. But I personally think you did have more people stay because you were playing like just easier stuff that they can get into, right? But the goal is to eventually get to that point where we can just truly do us.
100%.
So
man.
I applaud your awareness as a DJ just to play the room. And last time when you played Empire, it was a really fucking slow night.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
started off strong too.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Melodic techno,
Like
dude.
an empty ass room. He's ripping, and I'm just looking at Alex like, oh man, I hope he fucking turns it down a little. And then finally he starts playing Afro House down tempo. I'm like, thank God.
Bro, I turned that Afro House on and that went dead. And like people were coming up to me like, this is the best. This is great.
Yeah.
Like I had an old guy dancing at the bar. Like it was amazing when you can just 180 and just, but I didn't lead right into Afro House. This is a good lesson for people listening. Yeah, I didn't jump right from melodic techno to Afro House. So I tried melodic techno. So if you're playing in a room, right, and they're not responding or receiving what you're playing, at that moment, you then need to switch it up, right? You should know that, okay, this isn't working, I need to change it up. And this is the same instance for Basement the other night. So at Empire, I went for melodic techno, wasn't working out. Okay, I went to house, little better, wasn't really working out. I then went to like some melodic house. So it was like really down tempo, not really down tempo, but it was like more down tempo than the tech house I was playing, but people were receiving it a little bit better. So I'm like, okay, I then had this inkling in my head. Okay, they're not looking to freaking go nuts right now. They definitely want something more down tempo, but this might be a little too melodic. Like this might be a little too, like you were talking about, a little too ebb and flow, right? Of those breakdowns, too much storytelling going on. So then I went to Afro House. Boom. Clicked right away, and I had a library of it.
This is Empire, right?
This is Empire.
Yeah.
This is so important as a DJ, is have not just one or two of tracks in that style, but have a playlist and know that playlist in and out. And I ripped that playlist and the night went great. So just be prepared. That's the most important thing. Be prepared for anything, because 8 times out of 10, that gig is not going to go the way that you blueprinted it out earlier.
And what I'll add on to that is, I know you said, when you do DJ, you're really hoping that you can showcase yourself and convert people. Not all gigs you will get that opportunity, right?
Right.
So because you were given this particular opportunity where you couldn't showcase your true sound, but you could still showcase your music selection and your DJing and your transitions. And some people, I remember, came up to you like, I fucking love that set.
Yeah.
And guess what? That gives them the chance, like, I'm going to see you next time I play. And maybe, the next time they see you play isn't exactly what they first saw you play, but at least you give them another chance to come see you.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
And then from there you can just be like, I did what I can, and if it's not their tea, it's not their tea.
Right.
So
that was the way I looked at it. Was like, okay, you're setting yourself up for the next time they come to see you. Right.
And same thing for Basement. Even though that set may not have been what you wanted, I also will say, melodic techno really only works in a full room. Like if it's a little empty, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
It needs to be like main stage. It's either main stage festival or packed room. Right. If the room's sporadic space, like people really spread out, that's where you really want to just ease them in, get them to catch a groove. But even for Basement, even though, like I said, that set wasn't what you wanted, people still got to see you showcase your DJ skills and your music selection. And maybe, hey, I had such a good time at, his last set. I'm gonna go to his next one. And if it's fucking full, right? And you can when like I can take this crowd wherever I want to go.
Right.
Maybe that next time, you're just getting enough people to come so that when you have that shot, you have a full room.
Right.
So don't look at it like negatively. Even though like it wasn't what you wanted, but you're setting yourself up for next time. And I keep telling you, like, there's gonna be another time.
Yeah,
like,
and both those experiences at Empire and Basement, where I really had to change what I was doing in order to curate to the room.
That's what builds character and strength.
That's what I was gonna say. I learned so much.
If you get a sold out room every time, you're gonna be desensitized.
You're gonna learn nothing.
Expect that every time, and then you get a half room, and you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do.
Exactly. So, I learned a great amount, but the hardest part for me was, at the end of the day, I'm a producer first. I've always been a producer first. That's what I started out with. Like, that's where my heart is. Music school. Like, I'm always a producer first. So my end goal is always to get them to my Spotify page. Right? And if I'm playing music that doesn't represent my Spotify page, they're like, oh shit, this is dope. Does he make music? Oh, he does. Let me go to Spotify.
You don't want to be known for something you're not playing.
Exactly. So that was the hardest part I had with it. It wasn't so much like, oh shit, I need to play tech house. It's like,
I think you should do what Vintage Culture, Camel Fat, those guys are doing. They play hybrid sets. They don't.
Yeah. So
they'll play melodic techno for like 10, 15 minutes. Then they'll go tech house for 10. Then they'll go melodic house for 10 minutes. Then they'll go back to melodic techno.
right.
So I think you should start experimenting with that. You know, really, you know, maybe you squeeze in a tech house a song between two melodic songs, so that maybe if you start losing them, you bring tech house, get them back, then you introduce the groove of the next melodic techno song. Or maybe you, maybe if a melodic techno song has 2 breakdowns, maybe for the first breakdown, you leave the percussion from the previous song over that breakdown and just give them one big breakdown instead of two. You know, when there's too many breakdowns, especially on like a housey crowd, you kind of lose them. So, and it's just, you know, I think there's room for experimentation with your sound and being able to still play the room and given the opportunities you get while also being yourself. So I challenge you on the next headline set, the next set you do so don't cave into the room to play full tech house, but you know, I want you to be yourself some way, somehow.
And I will always try in the beginning with melodic techno. I will fucking die on that hill. I'm always starting out. I'm like, this is the vibe. This is the tone. Like, this is who I am.
So what if, right? What if instead of going balls to the wall right when you start, what if you ease them in? Like Camel Fat's recent Awakening set, they played tech house they played 2 hours. They played straight tech house for 45 minutes. And then the last hour, straight melodic techno. But the previous guy before them was a house guy. So they had to ease.
So yeah,
in,
so that's the way I look at that is like, okay, who's your opener? Like, and like, where are they leaving you? You know, there's been a million times where the openers left me and I'm like, shit, this does not match the first song I had planned. And then you need to
change up.
You know, go off the cuff there and change it up. So yeah, that obviously revolves around, you know, I'm not going to go from an Afro house to melodic techno right away.
But you did have an intro for your basement set.
No, I didn't have a true like intro. I went right into it, like a seamless transition from the opener, but it did like I did go into melodic techno. Jay told me he was gonna leave it up, like he was gonna bring the tempo up and have it close because he knew my style. He told him, hey, make sure you do some research on the headliner. Make sure you research the headliner as an opener, right? So you know where to leave them.
I told him that.
That's what he told me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I did. yeah, sure. No, I do remember.
But yeah, so he left me in a good spot. So I tried that out.
I think you should try that out next time, bro. Like start off with house. Get that out of the way first. Build people into what you truly want to do. Because obviously when you start off with what you want to do and go into what you don't want to do, obviously that's a vibe kill. Do the other way. Try it. Next time.
All right, deal.
Yeah?
Deal. $5. Yeah, and it's just like, and then on the production standpoint of it too, it's like, okay, like I said, production. I'm a producer first, right? So I'm trying to get that off the ground. That's my ticket. That's I feel like any DJ's ticket who wants to be more than just a DJ and like as an artist, then their music is their ticket to having that take off. And it's like, I just want to be consistent with my sound right now, producing.
Yeah.
And
with
you know,
DJs,
well, just like producing wise, you know, like if you have a consistent sound in the beginning,
people know what to expect from you.
Exactly, and that's how you gain an audience. And then, as we were talking about earlier, you get signed, you get known for that music. Then that's your chance to then break off and do other things because people already know you and what your bread and butter is. So I think that's where I've been just so conflicted with this whole thing. Is just like I want to be known for melodic techno right now.
I'll give you my perspective. Opposite of you. I was a DJ first. Right. And I was an open format DJ at that. You know, right? Can't even say put in the same sentence. But I used DJing to get to where I want to be so that I can start playing what I want. Yeah. You know, that's how I got in with DJing. I became an asset to Big Night because I could play any room in any genre, any format. Right. And then slowly with experience, I'm building rapport. I gain trust. Then I'm like, hey, I only want to go house and techno. And now, right, so same thing for you, right? Maybe not for open format, but maybe right now, the gigs that you are provided or have the opportunity, they're tech house gigs.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I said, you still take, like for me, when I got open format gigs, I'm a house guy, so I would fit in house. I would that was me. That was my version of me playing melodic techno for you. You know, I would in a fucking lounge or dinner set, I would play house for like an hour straight, and then managers would be like, "Can you switch it up?" You know, so that's me. That was me trying to force what I wanted.
Right.
And you know, you just keep taking those opportunities to your advantage, and just keep building rapport and keep building potential fans up. And I think when that you'll have that moment where you can fully express yourself, and it'll be worth everything that you've been through and all the bullshit, all the tech house you've been playing.
and for the record, for everyone listening, like I have nothing against tech house. Like I really do enjoy tech house. Like I enjoy. My God, I enjoy the only type of genre of music I don't like is opera. I listen to everything under the sun. I listen to jazz music. I listen to orchestral music. I listen to hip hop, funk, like you name it.
Country?
I listen to country. I listen to every type of music. I like tech house, but as I've just explained for the past 30 minutes, it's just not not Don Kon, right?
Yeah,
and it's just like what I express.
I feel you, bro.
You know,
it's just the state of Boston right now. Is just right now tech
in
house
a lot
is
of places. Like it's not just Boston;
mainstream.
it's a lot of places. You know, where I find that Boston differs from other places is that
Our scene's small.
exactly. And New York, LA, like we could go all day about this, but they have more avenues for these things. They have more crowds and more audience for this
Bigger
this
music
type of music.
scene, and bigger music scene, and just more people in general that just appreciate it.
Yeah, there's just a higher concentration of people, so you're automatically gonna get audiences for every little thing.
So before we end the podcast, let's just talk about Boston. I think Boston is really, like I said, a mainstream city. It's a very dive bar city, sports bar city. I would say the minority is the club culture here.
1000%.
The EDM, the electronic music culture. So that's what we're constantly, battling.
Yeah.
And do you think Boston will catch up in terms of like the music tastes and appreciating melodic techno, having melodic techno nights? I think they are having a couple massive like melodic techno headliners come, but as far as like just a regular melodic techno night, we're not there yet.
No.
So are you hopeful for Boston, or are you like fuck?
As I mentioned before, dude, I love this city. I grew up in Massachusetts. I've been here my whole life. I love this city. This will always be home for me. But the one thing I've learned about Boston is it needs to get the public's acceptance before it can become a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like what you just mentioned about house music, right? One month, no one liked it. Next month, Fisher comes out with Losing It, and boom, like everyone likes it. It's the thing now. It's the biggest thing in dance music in the city right now.
Yeah.
So I just think melodic techno needs to have its moment. Like it needs to just do something big, whether that be in the city, whether it be in the mainstream, not in the mainstream, but like in the public, worldwide. Like it needs to have an impact, and that's what gets me so excited about this genre, because yes, it's big right now. Obviously, Anima had his big residency at the Sphere. Like I think he was DJing with Travis Scott. Travis Scott was singing on his stuff. Like I just feel like it's not at the level of tech house yet, but it's brewing. It's right there. It's right there. So yes, like I'm being patient, but at the same time, I'm like, it's right there. It's right there. and my biggest thing is like, I want to be one of the first, because everyone always remember one of the first. Not everyone remembers like everyone that comes after it, right? So if you can be the first for something in this city, that is like would be the coolest thing ever. So
hey man, I think you're in the lead right now. I think Zanz used to make melodic techno, but he's gone down a more tech house route too.
Yeah.
So really, you're really the only true melodic techno producer I know.
There's still a lot of work to do.
You might be the one to catalyst.
Well, that's the goal, man. That's the goal. That's what I've always wanted to do with this city. Is like, as we just were talking about, the things aren't as big here as they are. Like we have one of everything, where New York and LA have 5 of everything. Right? It's just not at that level. But I've always prided myself on trying to go like. Not go against the grain a little bit. Like trying to bring stuff and just staying true to myself and who I am, and and I think being able to do that for the city would be the best thing. there's so much consistency when you go out. You hear the same shit. You hear the same, like just go to a top 40 bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some point, man, where people are going to be sick of hearing, Iaz's replay all the time.
I think people are slowly getting there.
And it's just like people are going to be looking for something new, something fresh. And it's just like any success, you have to have some sort of luck, right? You need to be talented. You need to, but you also need to have some sort of luck. And it's just like, but when that luck does come, you need to be ready. Like you need to be prepared.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now is like, okay.
Just preparing.
Exactly. I need to get my brand where it needs to be. I need to get my music where it needs to be. And I need to get my playing where it needs to be. So when that time does come, and it might never come, but I will never forgive myself if it does come and I'm not ready to go. So I have high hopes for the city. Like I said, I love this place. And, people will come. People, they will come. If you build it, they will come. Yes. Feel the dreams, baby.
All right, man. So thank you for sharing all this.
Well, thank you for asking. Thank you, Vo. I appreciate it. You've given me a lot of guidance in this episode. I really appreciate it. And I hope other people got some good lessons and thoughts out of what Vo just shared, because he's had, as you just said, he was a DJ first, right? Like he stemmed from this. So you have a lot of knowledge, and I'm so happy you just shared it with me, not only me, but our audience. So I thank you for that.
Hell yeah. And we have some bangers in the vault right now.
Yeah, dude.
Bangers.
Yeah,
and
bro.
They're so big. They have the potential of them are so big that I don't even want to just drop them on Votion. Like they deserve the right release.
Some royalty treatment.
When that happens, you'll know. Until then, this brings us to the end of another episode of the KonVO, episode 4. And with that, you guys have a great rest of your week, weekend, night. Say I love you to your loved ones. Tip your bartenders.
Tip your bartenders. I love that line.
All that good stuff, man.
I love that line. Awesome. Thank you, Bo. See you later, bro.
Let's get it.
All right. Peace. Bye, guys.
Move your techno.